Listen, I'm talking to everybody today. Happy Valentine's Day. Yes. Shout out to all you parents out there with a teenager. I don't have teens, but I teach teens. And let me just say, it's a whole new world, a whole different kind of world, okay? I pray for you every day, every night, okay? So I want to tell you what I do and what I've been doing for the last few Saturdays and what I will be doing for the next few Saturdays is discipling teen girls and their sexuality. I have an online program called The Purity Promise. And I'm in one session now. The next session will be starting, I believe, March 20th. If you have a teen girl 13 to 17 and you want them to get up on that, you want them to have good sex talk to prepare them to make healthy decisions, that was loud, then go to sheabundantly.com/slash the purity promise, and you can get your entire life, help your baby get her entire life. But I wanted to share this with you. Proverbs 19 and 18 states, discipline your child, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their demise. Okay, I have to talk about this because when I was a teenager, I was not prepared for things like this. I love my parents, but I was allowed to date at 15. And guess what? The car became the hot spot. The car became the place where I did all my sexual activities, okay? The car became the place where I lost all my sense of self-worth, self-awareness, to where it didn't help me out, okay? And because I wasn't disciplined, I wasn't prepared to date. And a lot of times, especially with days like this, because if we did it, then we just allow our teens to do the same thing that we've done. But here's the thing. If we allow our teens to do the same thing that we've done, guess what? The same results is going to happen. Okay? This is what I tell teens, because a lot of them are suffering from our decisions. A lot of them are suffering from not having two parents in a household who are committed and love one another. They're suffering from daddy issues. They're suffering from low self-esteem and all that stuff. So I tell them, in order to get something you've never had before, you have to do something they never did before. Who is they? I'm talking about their parents, you. And if you are a parent who wants better for your child, then you will get on board with this message. In order for them to get something that they never had before, they have to do something that you never did before. And so guess what? You have to be a part of that process. You have to teach your child differently. You have to actually train them up differently. So today is Valentine's Day. You still got time. What a great day to really talk to your child if you've never talked to them about relationships, love, dating, sex, all that. What a great day to do that, right? Ask them, have you set expectations for them, or do you guys have any expectations when it comes to Valentine's Day? Because today, by the millions, by the millions, by the millions, not just teen girls, but grown women, so many women will give their bodies to a guy who is not their husband, who is not committed to them, who does not love them, who does not care about them. But tonight it would just be a moment of pleasure. It would be false love. And they will carry on the generational curse. They will carry on the bad decisions that you made. They will do it, and then their children will do it. Somebody's going to have to break the cycle. But have you sat down with them and came up with what they're expected of today? Do that with them. Let them know that they don't have to give their bodies to be loved. Teach them that. And here's the thing, you have to help them, like, set boundaries for that. Because as much as I would have loved someone to tell me that my body does not equate, love, I don't have to have sex with a dude for somebody to love me, show me attention. I needed some support behind that. I needed someone to stand up and say, okay, I'm teaching you this, and now I'm going to help you set boundaries. So guess what? Don't allow your teenager to be out late at night tonight. Like, if they're trying to go out on dates, and that's a whole nother conversation. I ain't even gonna get into that. But I'm speaking to today's culture and what you're probably in right now and struggling with right now. If they're saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, put boundaries, parameters around that. Okay, so maybe they can come over the house. Maybe which is really how it should be. Let this be a family affair and not just an isolated thing, because you may have trained, you may be that parent who has trained your daughter or trained your son to know right from wrong, but reality is they live in a body, and flesh cannot be trusted. You know how many times as a grown woman I know the truth and I still chose different because of how I felt in the moment, or because I was chasing that dopamine or that high feeling. It happens to the best of us, especially your teen. If you trust your teen, That doesn't mean you don't trust them. That doesn't mean you haven't taught them and they're not learning to be wise young adults one day. But you trust your teen's flesh? That's foolish. Look at your own flesh. Did you trust your flesh? And if you did, let me just say it failed you. Because that's what flesh does. It fails us all. So teach your child, like train them up, discipline them. That means train them, for in that there is hope. Don't be a willing party to their demise. Don't be a willing party to set them up for failure. Trust me, even if they're not saying it with their mouths, they want you. They need your help. They need you to help them set boundaries. And tonight, why not start? We late. Let me tell you, we late, but it's no greater time to start than now. Put some boundaries in place. Put some boundaries in place. And start by, don't let them out late at night. Okay? Don't let them in an isolated situation. This is the greatest rule I have. If you never want your child, or you don't want to fall into a temptation, a sexual temptation, don't find yourself alone with the opposite sex. Safe proof. Every single time. Stay encouraged. Peace.